Hi, girlies. Welcome to Book Please Podcast. It's Alina here, and I have my girlies with me.
Hi, it's Nata.
Hi guys, it's Amanda.
Welcome back, birthday girl.
I missed you guys. I have
We
FOMO.
missed you.
Did
we
you?
missed you.
I went and listened like right when it went live, and I was like, oh.
She was such a supporter. She was like, this is my commentary on this topic.
Yes, I was literally answering.
Oh my God, our biggest
What was
fan.
that commentary?
It was you asking what 3 makeup, right?
Mhm.
3 makeup must-haves. Like,
Yes.
or like you're like, if you only could have 3, like, why don't you tell everyone what your 3
So
would be?
I said lashes for sure.
Yes.
What else did I say? I said lashes, lip gloss. What was the last one? Like a tinted moisturizer, like like a tinted sunscreen, like something
Love
to get
that.
rid of my redness.
Yes.
I know I get a little red too. I don't like it.
Yes,
I mean,
need
I
a
guess it's
base.
kind of cute. That's a good 3. I am so excited that you were in Puerto Rico for your birthday. How was it?
Oh, it was so nice. I haven't been since I was like a kid, so it was super nice to be back. I saw
Mhm.
family. I have an uncle that actually retired and moved there, so I was able to see him too, so that was nice. I met cousins I've never met before.
Oh,
Like,
Oh,
wow.
that's so
my family's
special.
huge. I'm
Mhm.
always meeting new family at any like kind of party. They're like, "Oh, this is like your 4th cousin." I'm like, "Okay."
Ah.
Just, like
Yeah, don't
related to
talk to this
everyone.
guy. Don't talk to that guy.
I don't know if you guys have ever done Ancestry, but I did mine, and
Yes.
I had to like turn my my profile private because I had so many cousins that I was just like, oh my God, this is overwhelming. Like I couldn't, it was just way too much.
That's amazing, girl.
I couldn't believe it. I was just like, wow. I'm like, how do I know like cousins? Like it's especially in Puerto Rico, I'm thinking it's so small. We're probably all related.
What's
Yeah.
the one where you can find out what you are, like full bred?
That's
That's
Ancestry.
that.
I know they have a few that are the same, 23andMe, similar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. And what are your like? I know
Oh,
you're
girl,
Puerto
she's so
Rican.
exotic. I was
I'm
so
such a mutt.
jealous.
But it does
Yes.
tell me my family migrated to Puerto Rico, so I am Puerto Rican, but I am 30% Spanish, so from Spain, and then 20% Portuguese, which I thought was interesting.
Girl,
Oh,
you
that
have
is
like, but there's
interesting.
so many little ones
Oh
in
yeah, I'm
there.
like Nigerian. I
Yeah.
even got like 2% Jewish.
I was like, this is the most incredible. Like, I wanted to be so surprised when I opened my Ancestry, like just a little saucy, like, surprise, like you have this in you, like just something wild and crazy.
And yours
And
was
I opened it
100%
and it was
Greek.
like, bitch, you're Greek. Hello. You're so Greek. And it's like anything that was like a slight percentage was just the surrounding areas. Like
Mhm.
anything it couldn't say that I was, which was like about 90%, down to the island that I know that I'm from.
Mhm.
It said like Balkans. And I'm like, okay, well, I know. So it's just everything Greece and surrounding. So it's like I'm so Greek. There's just no more pure at this
Oh, yeah.
point.
It's so interesting. I'm like, okay, now it kind of makes sense. I feel like I feel like a lot of people in Puerto Rico do look different too. Like we come from all different skin colors, but I I loved Puerto Rico. Okay, when I went there, I told my cousin, I said, Vanessa, I want a piragua, which is basically like a snow cone, but they have like different flavors. I do tamarindo, which is like my favorite. Literally,
Love
like
your
it's
accent.
a little cart that they have, and they literally have a block of ice on it. They shave it, and so I was so
Is it
excited to
like
get that.
Italian ice?
It's kind of like Italian ice. It's like that, except
Mhm.
we have more like island flavors, like
Okay.
coconut. And it was so good. And I got that actually on my last day, which I went to Old San Juan. I ended up missing my flight back home because I was still out.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
my
You
gosh.
texted me. Cash wants to join us. You texted me and you were like, I missed my flight. I'm like, girl, what are you going to do? I've never missed a flight.
Me
I
neither.
didn't know what to do. I was like, what happens? Is this like my fault? Do I rebook something? So I called them and I was like, hey, like you guys said my flight was delayed like 4 hours. So I wasn't going to stay at the airport. So I left.
Mhm.
But then you only delayed it an hour. So I didn't make it back in time.
And what did they do?
So they were like, you can either do a layover in Boston or New York and then fly to Florida like the next day. So I was like, okay, I might as well go to New York. So I flew to
Right.
New York. I texted my
You're
mom
like, I know some people
hey.
there.
I literally spent 4 hours with my family and had to go back to the airport.
Oh my
4 hours is
gosh.
better than nothing.
Exactly. So it ended up working out, but I was just like, this has never happened. Like, what happens now? Am I going to be stuck in Puerto Rico alone? I mean, don't get me wrong. I have lots of family there. I would have just like been okay, but it was
But you
nice.
were ready to
Not
go, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, when you're away from home for so long,
Mm-hmm.
like you miss your routines. Like it's just, it was a lot goes on.
Yeah.
Vacations when you're doing a lot too can be a lot, but
Yeah.
it was beautiful.
it's still not a bad place to be stuck.
It's not. Oh, and then the other thing I wanted was mofongo, which is, you guys know what it is,
Mm.
like the
No.
plantains.
Mm-mm. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay, so
know
it's
what
green
plantains
plantains.
are.
Yeah, so the yellow ones are sweet, and
Uh-huh.
then the green ones are a little like hard, like tostones. You know what tostones are?
No.
So
I
it's based.
love tostones
So it's
and
like that.
plátano chips.
Exactly. So it's like that. It's not the sweet side, so it's a little like, and it's mashed up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love. I mean, we're known for pork, so I got pork with it.
Mm.
So good.
What was your favorite meal out there?
It was that. I
Oh,
had one that was. God, I'm gonna butcher this. I'm sorry, all my Puerto Ricans. I am so
You've
they'll
been
bad. I
killing
forgive
it
want to
so
you.
say.
far.
I know. I want to say three fungo, I think it's called. Tres fungo. But it's okay, so it's three mix. So it's the sweet plantains, it's the tostones ones, the ones that aren't sweet, and then it has yuca in it and it's mashed up together. So you get like a taste of all the flavors. And they
Mm.
had it like in this garlic sauce. Oh. And I had that on my birthday night for my dinner. So it was like I was in
What was your
heaven.
birthday cake?
So I ended up getting, what did I have? I want to feel like was it something chocolate? Was it a brownie? I don't even. I'm not a sweets person, so
You're
I feel like
not.
the dessert part I wasn't really there. I'm more of a salty person, but I want to say I don't know. I have a picture or a video of it. I didn't
Mm.
really
If
eat it.
I'm gonna waste the carbs, I'm gonna waste it. If I'm gonna waste like yeah, the carbs, it's gonna be on a meal. It's not gonna be on a dessert. It's not
Oh
gonna be
yeah,
on like I'm not gonna drink my carbs and I'm not gonna have it as a dessert. Like I want like pasta or something if I'm
I'm the
gonna be
same way.
bad or like a
So I'll do
pizza
both.
or
I don't care. I'll do
yeah,
both. I don't care.
and look amazing.
Oh,
Amanda, so I wanted to ask you, and I feel like you've had such an amazing year. You've been traveling a lot. You've learned a lot of different things. What's like one thing in this past year you feel like you're gonna carry with you into your next chapter that you've learned over the past year?
So, like you mentioned, traveling has been so much fun. I've been loving it, and I wish I did it more in my 20s. But I've been going a little crazy. I think people need to learn to travel on a budget. I'm like, YOLO. So now my like pockets hurt. But I would say I have no regrets with the traveling I did do. And also another thing, which I feel like you guys know, I'm going to say this, and I feel like everyone knows this, but life is so short. Do the things you want to do. Like I ended up getting a tattoo on my hand too. I was like, when I just got back from Florida, like, I feel like you have to live life to the fullest. Like even coming out of my 5-year relationship, I think about all the things I wish I did that I didn't do. And now in my 30s, like I'm not holding back. I'm going to do everything I want to do, have no regrets, but be smart financially.
It's a balance, but no,
good
that's such a
piece of
beautiful
advice.
sentiment. I love that. And you really embody it. And look at you. You're
Mm-hmm.
glowing. You look amazing. You're
Thanks,
happy.
guys.
Happy birthday. God bless
Thank
you. We're so
you.
happy for you.
To a million more years. No, well,
Many
I don't want
years
to
to
live that
come.
long, but
Yes.
Can I just tell you something that I can't get off my mind that I've been seeing like every time I open my phone? And we had talked about this in a previous episode when we were talking about celeb couples, and I already went in on them, but we need to talk about this Will and Jada situation. So I love how like when we were talking about, and I know you weren't saying it like as
I
successful,
know.
but we
I
were
was like, I
talking
brought them
about,
up.
I know you did, and now here we are. But it was kind of good because now we can like reflect back. So basically we were talking about like successful couples and relationships in Hollywood and how they don't last. And so even if they weren't like goals, you pointed to Will and Jada kind of always being together. Cash, don't you start. Always being together, and they kind of like had this pact like we will never get divorced. It was like a thing. And while they're still not divorced, Jada dropped a book, and in this book, I don't know what she didn't say. This woman is, I'm sorry, I can't even look at it. I'm like, she's batshit. But she was like, Will and I haven't been together since 2016. Like she's just
What a
like
bombshell.
delusional. And it's like I just find it, first of all, very tacky that it's like you capitalized off of they're not divorced technically, but they're separated. They don't live together. And it's like, I feel like she's held him like on a leash where he's always had to act a certain way. He's always had to be like understanding, performative, speak out. And now she just doesn't hold that same respect either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like how she speaks like about him, about their situation, and then like it's just always so disrespectful. Like the way that he like during the Oscars stood up for her and all this stuff. Now she's
Yeah.
like, we weren't even together. And she even was like, I was shocked to hear him call me his wife. We haven't said that for years. Like this man got kicked out of the Oscars for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what you say?
Not
He
just
looked
that, it
distraught
was,
though.
yeah, it was like such a stain on his career. Like, I mean, wow.
Yes.
I call that rich people problems, though.
No, but it's like, it's just so classless. And then you know what she said too? In saying all this, she's like, yeah, I know there were all those rumors about us getting divorced. And she was like, Chris Rock even asked me out at that time when he thought I was getting divorced. You're just literally at
Oh,
this
so
point, like shitting
distasteful.
on Will. That is the person that he went up to and confronted for you. Like you're just deepening the beef. Like now to publicly go and say this about this man. And that's just so much. And you don't know his situation either. What if he's with someone? Like you're just dragging everyone into
Mm-hmm.
this hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then she goes off saying like, oh, you know, Tupac, because she's like been, everybody knows like she's been in love with him, and like Will was always like her
Ugh.
second choice
I
kind
mean, I
of.
get it. I love Tupac too, but
She is just like, leave him alone, may he rest in peace. Like she's like, he was my soulmate, I know we've known each other in other lives. Then she's like, oh, he had alopecia too, just like me. Like don't diagnose this man and like go out and talk about his illness. He's not here anymore.
you know
I'm
what I
just
think
like,
her
oh.
issue is? I know I'm not a doctor, but I think she's
Go
like
ahead.
one
But
of
the
those
book,
like
please, medic.
I think about like child stars, like, she grew up in the limelight, she's been acting since she was like young. So, how some of them go off the hinges. I think she's like
Yes.
going through it now. Like, she held it together for a while.
Yes.
They're dragging their relationship. All these child stars go through it, and I just think that's what it is. It's an attention thing. You're irrelevant. You need to like be relevant again.
Yeah.
And poor Will. I mean, that poor man. You see pictures of him these days. He looks like he needs help too. Like he looks so
Yes.
distressed, and I feel for him. Like and
Right.
their family too. Like I mean, you have kids. Like can't you just like live your life? And I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes. For your kids. It's, yes, you're right. She's very out of touch, and it's like performative. And she's going on this like tour of interviews. I
And
just can't.
saying crazy things. Crazy things.
Crazy things. I just, every time I open my phone, my jaw drops. Now they're starting to make memes about it that are like so funny. And they're like, one of them I saw was like, it was like breaking news. Will Smith learns he never actually met Jada or something like that. And I was like, it's so funny because that's like the extent of how she's like, because she like looks at everything like so deeply, and it's like she's so lost. Like,
Yeah,
girl.
she's like full of it. Yeah. Jada, we will read your book if you want to come on our podcast and talk a little more nonsense.
Yes.
So please hit us up.
That is so hilarious. Actually, Will hasn't said anything, which I respect so much because he's just like, let it go, let it go, let it go.
Private.
Then he
Mhm.
just posted on a boat, like living his best life. And the caption was notifications off. And I was like,
I
yes,
like that.
Good for him. He's like, she's not dragging me down. We've been married for how long?
unbothered.
Good.
Good for him.
And she
Unbothered.
probably wants a reaction out of him. I can see that.
I
Maybe.
mean, it's just crazy. And he seems to just like stick with it and still like respect her always.
It's the mother of his kids, and I respect a man that will not drag a woman, especially that he has kids with.
Mhm.
Especially that drags him.
Yeah, he's just like
Whatever.
he knows the nonsense. People will be like, okay, Jada.
So funny. Guys, I can't even focus because in the view behind my camera, I just see this Amazon package that I just ordered. And I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I'll see something, I'll see the reviews, and I'm like, it's good. Do I measure a whole piece of furniture? No. I'm like, oh, it'll fit. Like, I just think like everything's going to work out. I ordered this laundry basket and it was so cute. Like I needed a new one. My old one was kind of a little beat up. It has wheels. It's so like, I was
Oh,
Do
like,
I have
wow.
that one? Does it say laundry on the side?
oh no, girl, because,
Oh.
oh, maybe it does actually. There was a version that said laundry on the side. Oh no, if you like it, we're going to have a problem. Because I got one and it was like a cute little beige one, whatever. I order it and it comes. It is the size, it is a laundry basket for ants.
It's
Like,
little.
where
I think
was
I
this
have it.
in the reviews? I was like, this thing is for Cash's clothes for my dog. Like, it's never gonna fit my comforter. It's never gonna fit like half a load in there. I was like, it is the size. It is literally microscopic.
You need to
And I'm
drop
like,
a picture of it
nobody
when you
said
post this.
anything. You have
No
no
one
idea. I
any,
will.
but you can return it, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
sorry.
free
I've
returns,
never
right?
returned anything in my life that I've ordered
You
online.
you drop it off at a
Oh,
new place and they
girl.
do everything for
Have you
Or
returned things you've ordered online?
Oh my God,
yes, at Amazon.
constantly.
Amazon makes it easy. Amazon, you don't package it, you do nothing. You literally drop
It's
it
not
off.
just
And they do
Amazon, girl.
everything.
It's anything.
UPS
Quite
is the
literally, I could pay
hardest.
$300 for a dress, and I
Oh,
know
you got
if it
money.
doesn't fit, no, it's not. It's just a mental thing. I have a whole. I need to make a Poshmark. Guys, get on me. Like, I need to sell everything in my closet. It's all with tags. I get all these things. Nope, I don't like it. I know it will never leave my apartment. Like,
That's
I've
crazy.
never packaged something and been like, oh, let me go to the. No, never. The only time I've ever done it, which is like sick, and this is so like I need to dissect in therapy, is like if it's for my man, my mom, my brother, and they're like, oh, if I'm like, oh, I need to take care of this for you, let me box it up and I'll drop it off. Like, I'll take care of you, right? But if it's for me, I won't go. Like, I don't know
That's
why.
crazy.
It's like paralyzing to be like, oh, let me go to the
I'll drop it off for
girl,
you.
I'll let you know.
That's why I had a crazy package story too. So I get all my like workout stuff, my pre-workout, BCA from Women's Best. And they used to sell at Vitamin Shop, and all of a sudden they don't sell at Vitamin Shops, and I have to order directly through them. So I ordered a pre-workout because I was low. So it came when I got back from vacation. I ordered a pre-workout and a shaker because I wanted to like carry protein powder with me, and they have a shaker for that. I open it and it's just a shaker. And I'm like, I don't even care about the shaker. I wish you forgot the shaker. I need my pre-workout. So I send them a nasty email. I'm like, I don't understand how you forget the most important thing I ordered, the most expensive thing I ordered.
So it was
went
empty,
off.
basically?
It had the shaker in it, so it just had the
Okay,
bottle.
got it.
So it was a box with a bottle. So they're like, can you please send us photos? And then we'll like refund you or send you another. So I send them pictures, and I said I use a mailing service. I can't imagine someone like took it.
Yeah.
So it must have happened, I would think, from like the service they use that got to the service I use, because I've never had this happen. So then they write back to me. They're like, yeah, it looks like your package was like prepackaged and tampered with. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm here yelling at them and it's not their fault.
That is crazy though. And the lengths that they went to still ship the rest of it to you is also ridiculous.
I'm like, please don't put what it is. Like, I feel like packages need to be like private. When you have your logo and everything all over it, people are like,
Yeah.
that's from Nike. That's from like, so I think they like I get the advertising aspect, but.
And that's dangerous because that's powder. Let's say like they tampered with it and sent it back to you and did something to it.
Oh, I'm a nut job with that. If I don't see it fully sealed, if it doesn't have a thing on it, I don't trust it. Especially on Amazon. If they come to like third parties, I'm like,
So what did Amazon do for you?
So it was actually Women's Best, and they refunded me because I ended up going to Vitamin. I couldn't wait. I can't work out without workout, like literally. And I ended up getting a new brand, which was really good. I feel like but it kind of reminds me of like C4 because I was very like itchy.
I always get like that with pre-workout. Itchy lips, itchy fingertips. Ugh.
I've never taken
my pump is amazing, but the Woman's Best didn't do that. That's why I like that brand. Please get back to Vitamin Shop, GNC something, because I can't
shout out.
Can't do this ordering.
I know. Like, what are we doing? Oh my gosh. Well, Women's Best, do better. Well, it's really not them, but honestly, that is crazy. Everybody check your packages. Make sure the steals.
No, that is a crazy story.
Pre-workout.
Sickos. Like, of all things. Honest to God.
And I knew it had to be a woman. No, I don't know.
I mean,
wow.
That's wild. That's wild.
Crazy. Like, out of all things, I'm like, I know how many sneakers I've gotten delivered. Like, take that.
To
I guess.
Right.
To still send it through with the shaker is what really gets me.
Yeah, you might as well have taken it all. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Anyways, well, they were committed to getting you something. So there's that. Happy birthday, Amanda. Yes. I think this is the perfect opportunity to jump into our book. We are reading The Coworker by Freida McFadden. For this week, we read chapters 17 through 42. Who wants to go first?
I guess I can.
Go ahead.
Just because I didn't discuss the book last time when you guys talked about it. So For me, the book is getting better. When I first last week, I probably would have told you guys like, not feeling it.
Mhm.
It's moving too slow. I'm sick of Dawn's emailing. But now that it actually happened, we know she was murdered. So now I'm like excited and I'm like learning everything, and I'm like, okay. But I somehow feel like I think Natalie did it because it's too obvious. I think she like
Blacked it
I
out in
feel like
her
it's gonna be
mind or
one of those.
something.
It's gonna be exactly. It's gonna be one of those things where like, no, it's too good to be her, but then it ends up being her because all signs point to her. Like she picked on her. She was super mean. She has no loyalty. She was
And
stealing
all this
money.
stuff is coming
Mhm.
out after.
Yeah, after exactly, and it's just. I feel like it can't be anyone else.
At the very least, it's like a total setup. It
Hmm.
could be another like big suspect here is Melinda Hoffman, aka Seth's wife. I was shocked when they were like, oh, they were sleeping together.
Yeah.
Because it's like that really I did not put that together. I don't remember if they described Seth to us, but I pictured like this creepy fat boss that's like be
Hmm.
like preying on, it doesn't mean he wasn't preying on his employee, but it worked.
Yeah.
And she's like totally obsessed with him. And when she started to say things like I loved the way that it was written, like I texted the person that I shouldn't have and all this stuff, because like I was so focused on like, oh, she likes Caleb. So this came out of left field for me. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh. And then she was like, they were planting things. Like Freida was like, oh, I know who the calls were coming from. And I'm like, who? Like, let us know. So now it all makes sense. And I mean, that's also like such an obvious one as well. So who knows if it would be her, but it has to be
Her
someone with
character.
access to that. I know I'm hating her more and more and more.
Yeah, she's such a nasty like that's why I think she did it because I'm just like we see her as like this nice innocent person. Then when you hear all the things she's doing and saying, I'm just like,
Or a part of
and you're
me,
sleeping with a married man.
right? Or a part of me feels like Dawn is trying to set up Natalie after the fact. And maybe Natalie was just a little mean to Dawn and dismissed her, and Dawn like made this huge
She
thing
exaggerated.
and
Yeah.
exaggerated it in her mind. That's another prediction of
I
mine.
want to know what she got fired for at her last job
Mhm.
because maybe she is a
Not that
little
pointed that
cuckoo.
out last week. This is a huge point, and I for so long was not convinced even that I was shocked that they even said Dawn was dead, but I still feel like not fully convinced, even though, like, okay, the police found her body.
Yeah.
But I just feel in some way like Dawn has framed Natalie as well. And I'm like, how is this possible? Because she got attacked. But
Mhm.
there's something that makes me feel that way also. And
Yeah.
it's like this build up because she's been bullied for so long.
I think she's talking to herself too. I think she writes back to herself.
You know what?
Oh,
That's a
interesting.
great point.
Because I do
I think
want
she
to
has
Yeah,
know
but
who
she
multiple
would have
Mia
written
stories.
is.
back a novel because Mia is like, leave me alone, girl. Go ahead,
That's her
girl.
alter ego. That's her alter ego. I'm
Mia
telling
gives
you.
her 2 seconds of her time and nothing more. And like, that's another thing. Like, I'll be pissed. Like, we not only need a reveal of the whole situation, who done it, all that. We need to know what is up with Mia because this whole friendship is so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so and then she asked to go visit her and she like trying to like nipped it in the bud. So I was like,
Yes.
sketchy. She's not real. I'm telling you. Maybe she's like the same person and she's not I mean, but yeah, they found her body. Did they confirm it was her body? Like we know she's dead.
Yeah, I
That's what
think
they
they did
say, but I'm
confirm.
questioning it in my head. I keep going,
Mm.
no.
Yeah. I don't think it was any of the guys though. I don't think it was Seth. Like he just wants to be with her, going through a
A
divorce. Like
smidge of
companies.
me feels like Caleb is involved. Like a small
Could be.
smidge that
Could
Caleb
be.
is
Who's the
involved because
boyfriend?
he didn't have an alibi after 9 o'clock either when Natalie didn't.
Yes.
And I don't know.
I thought
just,
that too. I definitely think Caleb could be.
Someone's
I
messing with
ruled
her at
out
work.
Seth from day one. I always, and I
Yeah.
stay firm with that. His wife is another story, but I definitely think, I don't think anything of Seth.
What is the friend's name? The one the one
Kim.
that's getting married? Kim. Kim is a little suspect too. Maybe her and her boyfriend kind of have like a thing and they're setting her up.
We
I don't
don't know
know.
who she's engaged to, right? Is he in the office?
No, he just has money. That's
Yeah.
Also,
he's a safe
I
choice.
thought it was a little strange, and maybe this is just totally unrelated, that there was the little detail when she was talking to, I believe his name was Connor, who was,
The tech guy.
yes.
Hmm.
And she
Hmm.
was like, I wouldn't want to make Julia jealous, like at the front desk. And I was like, why would you say such a random little line in there? And I feel like sometimes these authors like throw a person that's like so unrelated at the end. And I hate that. Like I'll hate that because we're so invested in all these characters. But I
Hmm.
just definitely like my guard went up for a second when I was like, why would you just randomly name the secretary and put this line in here for no reason?
Yeah.
But it doesn't, let's just keep an eye on that. She's not really a
I didn't even
suspect.
think much
Yeah,
of
I
it.
didn't
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
much of it either.
but it's just
Hmm.
something I was like, sometimes these thriller authors like to be annoying and just be like, by the way, it was the girl from the side the whole time. And then I want to throw the book away because I'm like,
Yeah. I'm telling you, I think Dawn is my thing is like, why does she want to be Natalie's friend so bad? Natalie's so mean to her. That's why I think her imaginary
okay,
friend's not real.
theory.
She has a
My
friend.
theory is she has a crush on Natalie. She's never kissed
Oh.
a boy. Maybe
Hmm.
Mia was
Maybe.
also somebody she was into.
What's to like about her?
Well, I'm just saying, you never like someone you shouldn't have because that was my MO for a
They
long
picked on
time.
me. The bad boys. You're right. I can see
Yeah,
it.
who
She likes
knows?
being. Yeah, she does give her the turtles and all that stuff too.
She panicked when Mia was like, I know you always had a crush on my brother. And she was like, I
Yes.
did not have a crush. I never even kissed a boy, like blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, but
I
maybe
felt
you
bad
want to
Okay.
kiss a
when
girl.
I felt bad when she reached out to her mom, and her mom was like, "I need
Oh,
more
so
money."
money.
Oh,
Yeah.
it made my skin crawl.
What a
Yeah,
nasty,
she's unhinged.
nasty. Like, I cannot stand when I read about like moms like that. It makes me sick.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me
Mm-hmm.
sick. Like, she was just, ugh. Like, and it's not even that. Like, first of all, not only are you using your kid like the most, but she also was like not there for her in any way. Like, she doesn't want to advise her. She's not there to cheer her on. She doesn't
Well,
listen.
she's the way
She
she
just does
is.
not care.
Hmm.
How about Natalie stealing money though, and
Yes, I was going to bring that up. Like,
living
do we think she did it?
living in that house? The house was brought up by somebody else in the past too, saying, "How can she afford to live in a house like this without
Yes.
Or
roommates?"
the jewelry she had
And
too?
the
She made a
police
comment
like
about
wanted
that.
her salary and she wouldn't say it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she just
What?
gets like she gets special treatment and more money because she's screwing the
She
boss.
also said she couldn't afford a lawyer when she was gonna,
Yeah.
get one for Steph's wife. She said she couldn't afford a lawyer. So I'm like, how are you stealing money and can't afford a
And
lawyer?
how did
So I
she
thought that
go
was
from
weird.
like salesperson of the year and fulfilling all these sales? And in the beginning chapters, it seemed like these people were reaching out and like all these customers,
And she
how
was
much they
successful.
love Natalie.
Hmm.
And then towards the end of these chapters, it's like, this product sucks. This product's the worst. And the last guy put something on the shelves that
That is so true.
Natalie gave him, and he was like, you told me I could get a refund. And she's like, I never said, with such conviction, she's like, I never said that to you. Like, we
But I
can't
feel
issue
like
a
she
Maybe
refund.
was
someone's setting her up.
either someone was setting her up or like this is the scammy shit that she does to
Mm-hmm.
get all her sales because she's taking them to lavish lunches and this and that. But you're right. That is so weird that everything flipped. And if you think
Mm-hmm.
about it, the only other person who would have access to this money or see what's going on with funds is an accountant, aka Dawn.
Yeah. If she's not stealing money, it has to be someone setting her up that is stealing the money. They keep leaving things on her desk. So it's someone she works with.
But then
Mm-hmm.
it's
It
like
has to be.
this evil stuff that's going on. Like, did you really cut a turtle open on Dawn's desk and put ketchup over it to look like made a crime scene? Also, that could be performative by Dawn. So you know what? The more I think about it, those are my two suspects. Like
Mm-hmm.
now that we're talking this out,
Yeah.
it has to
Dawn
be
and
one of the
Natalie
two.
are the two prime
Yes.
suspects.
Yeah. I
And
think
Dawn's
Natalie
alive.
too, like the way she reacts to some things, I feel like is how anyone would react. Like when she read the letter about like the wife knowing that she was sleeping with Seth,
Mm-hmm.
like why is Dawn all up in her business? I'd be annoyed about
Maybe
that too.
because she has a
So
crush on her and she's like, you're sleeping with him.
yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
Dawn has
And not me.
something awkward about her, that she just says these things and doesn't think it's hurtful to others. Like she says it with like a straight face, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like asking her how she was able to like afford
Yeah.
something. You know, she was like all hurt about
I
that.
Yeah.
wonder if like Natalie was afraid of Dawn in any way. Like, why did
She knew a
she
lot.
also like she would like expel her from things, like not coming to the party at the office, like the bridal shower for Kim and all that stuff. Like that
Mhm.
stuff, if that was real, like that's straight up so mean. So
Mhm.
mean. And
Yeah.
that's motive for Dawn
But
right there.
everyone
Like
else in the company turned a blind eye to it.
so
And the
bizarre.
ending where she said that she was going to talk to Natalie before going to Seth about the money being missing. So that we automatically assume they met up that night.
Right.
And, you know, she knows and she killed her because she knew she was stealing money.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out
It just
soon.
doesn't. I hope it's something out of the box. Frida girl, I want to be shocked.
Okay, each of us one prediction of how it's gonna end. Just one.
Oh, you go first.
Shit. I think Dawn is fiddling with everybody.
Honestly, I think it's the same thing I was going to say. I think Dawn is still alive and she's done this. Let's remember too where we've left off, and it was such a cliffhanger too, where it was like police are searching her place. I think it's going to go bad before the truth comes out. I think they're going to be looking and there's going to be planted evidence that they find. I think it's going to, all fingers are going to point to Natalie,
Mm-hmm.
whatever else is planted in there. But then the other thought is like Caleb has access to her place.
She left the door open, she said.
Yeah,
She don't know how
that
to lock
is
the door.
true. Girl, guys, lock your doors.
Yeah, she needs a man to
always.
go over there and triple lock it.
Literally.
Since
Oh
you
my gosh.
I literally
came
I'm like,
to my house once and locked my door.
But
I
that's
couldn't
not
unlock
weird.
it.
That's not weird. It's only weird for you because your lock is weird.
Yeah,
But
my lock
everybody
is
else,
weird.
you
Yeah.
lock the door. It's your when you have your like friends over and they
Yeah,
lock the door.
yeah, hers is automatic.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, because she's
Yeah.
bougie living.
Living like
Yeah,
a
Oh
like come
my
on now.
God.
Nobody else
was-
lives like
I was like,
you were
who the
appalled
hell
that she
locked
locked
this?
her door.
I know.
And then I couldn't open it because I've never locked it before.
No, it's not that you couldn't unlock it. You panicked
Yeah.
because you were like, it's locked. Because
Why
you
is it
like
locked?
Anata lives in like this building. It's so nice, and her doors lock automatically. But normally, like when you're with close
I gotta
friends,
lock mine.
yeah, exactly. Say, girl, I got a team. I need to lock my door. Like when you're
Yeah.
with close friends and you're all walking in, and the last person
Mhm.
locks the door, like that's a natural
It's a
thing.
force of, yeah.
And Nata was like, "How will we get out?" Like,
She's like, I never
I
locked
think
this.
I
And
was
I'm
like, "Hold
I said,
on."
how do you sleep?
I know. I was
Oh
like,
my
"Everybody move!
gosh.
I'll open the door."
When a little off top, when I first moved to Florida, I had an apartment that, you know, was like a key.
Which
But
is normal.
my sick head, I'm like, how many people? Well, now I have a fob. So I was like, how many people have copies of this?
No, I
key?
would think
How
the
do I
same
know
thing.
the ex-tenants aren't going to come in and like kill me? So I would put the chain on, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
lock it. And I would wake up in the middle of the night just to double check the chain was
Don't
on.
you
Like,
Wait a
think they
second.
changed
That's
the locks?
actually a good point. I don't think they changed the locks.
I don't think so. How do you know you're getting all the keys back? It's super
You
scary.
I don't think
know.
they-
They make you
No, I
return
don't
it, but
think
it's
so.
like everybody makes copies.
Exactly. So
Mm.
I'm like, nope, not ending up an investigation ID.
Yeah,
No,
no,
that's
crazy.
such a
Amanda,
good point.
My turn. Okay, so I'm gonna do some Pretty Little Liars thing
Okay,
going on
girl.
right now. So I think she's gonna be a twin. I think
Ooh,
she's emailing her twin. I think her twin wants her life, so she comes and kills her, and then takes her life. Frida, if this is the ending, we think
I
like,
actually
This
like
is
that.
over her life,
so
framed her.
possible.
I need to write a book.
I
even
started
though I just stole
thinking,
it.
I started kind of being like, is there like, yes, I know. I almost feel like I had a sense of that.
There's someone in the back. I'm telling you, it could be that girl she's emailing. I think she's like perfect time. Let me kill her because I'm sick of her emails. I'm sick of being her only friend.
Sick of being her only friend.
I'm sick of her nice hair.
And I know I can frame Natalie because I got all these emails
am-
from her
well,
that she was mean.
So should-
Frida's
and
the queen
that-
of twists.
The huge point is that she got fired from her other job and we don't know why.
For what?
And
Mhm.
let me just say this, I skipped ahead a little. I didn't read ahead. Hold on before y'all come at me. I just happened to see that there's a part 2 coming up in the next few chapters. That's how Frida structured the housemaid. And I remember
It
that when I
switches
hit
completely.
part 2 in the housemaid, the whole book changed for me. And I was like,
New perspective.
yo.
Yeah.
Wait,
So,
speaking of the
'cause-
housemaid, though, I have to make this comment. Did you guys see the Housemaid 3 is coming out in 2024?
No, I didn't even
No.
read number 2, so maybe.
Yeah, you said 2 wasn't as good, so I didn't read it.
Well, it wasn't as good, but doesn't mean it was bad. Nothing is as
I
good
just
as
saw
the
someone post how
original,
good it was.
in my
It's
humble
true. With
opinion.
anything, movies,
Yes.
everything.
Yeah.
I agree. Except for Grease. I thought Grease 2 was bomb.
Oh,
but
I don't
that's
think I
just-
even watched that.
Oh, I love Grease
Mm.
2. I even think, yeah, Grease 2.
Yeah, but
Grease 3.
part
Yeah,
2,
Grease is-
you know that's going to be a wild twist.
Yes, it's going to be like
Yes.
everything you knew is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Whose perspective do you think? Because we already
Dawn.
have Dawn and Natalie's.
I just think it's
We kinda
going to
have
be
Dawn.
her.
It's going to be Dawn's because we have
her
Natalie.
villain
side.
story.
Her villain side.
Yeah, it's going to be villain Dawn. That's what I'm really thinking.
Ooh, that'll be good.
Okay.
Okay, guys, so hopefully we have some more answers next week. I'm sure it'll be saucy with part 2 in there. We're reading chapters 43 to 52 for next week's episode, and we'll catch you here next Wednesday.
Amanda, do you want to plug in our socials?
Of course, if you have been watching us on YouTube this far, you obviously like us, so you should subscribe, please. And then we're also on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at Book Please Podcast. And then we're also on Twitter at Book Please Pod. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.